a cup. Good morning from the shell. Super fast.
Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Good friends and trends that bend the senses. Let's get a bit senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning coffee show with super fast tortoise. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we have the flow. Good vibes from head to toe.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hey, everybody! How's it going?
Hey!
Hey! It's a wonderful day. It's a wonderful day today. It is, what is it? Today Friday? Or Thursday?
Today's Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe awesome. So cool. I think it's awesome that it's a good day today. Today is a snow day here. It's snowing out here in Iowa. It's like, what?
Say it ain't snow!
Say it ain't snow. I don't want to go. Turn the lights off. Carry it home. Nah. Man, some Blink 182 for snowy weather.
Yeah, you know, I was really kind of upset that Blink 182 hasn't gone about doing their Christmas album like everybody else does by doing Christmas versions of all their songs. That would make the ultimate Christmas album for Blink 182. Say it ain't snow.
Say it ain't snow. Or hello there. Snow from my nightmare. You're inching down. You're coming down all the time. I don't want to shovel. The driveway has 3 inches, and it's growing even more as it grows in time.
It's okay. We'll work on it, and we'll contact Blink, and we'll get that album deal for you.
Right. That's right. Too much wintry mix, especially the closer we get into springtime.
I don't know. It's looking like spring over here. We're getting those April showers a little early.
Right.
It's been raining here for the last 5 days straight.
Oh no, got a shovel tonight.
Sunny here.
Lucky
Cloudy a
you.
little bit. Cloudy and sun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lucky for you. Sunny.
Yeah.
That was funny. Started the show not knowing what day it is. That's right. Well, yeah, you know, being Friday means it's another Commander night tonight on the show or on the channel. It's gonna be amazing. Think about it. It's a great day. It's a good day. Got to shovel some snow. Get it out of here. And it's the weekend for the wife. She's gonna have a long weekend. The wife is gonna have a long weekend. I wonder what we're gonna do. What kind of fun we're gonna have. Play some board games and stuff. I have no clue yet what the whole plan is, but it's her last weekend before she becomes a manager where she works. So she's taking this time off. Yeah.
Cool.
It's gonna be awesome. I believe in you. Hillbilly needs to get better. He's feeling sick. He's got a sore throat. Like Hillbilly did hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And it was funny because on one of his lives, he was speechless, like not talking. And I'm like, of course, Hillbilly would reach 1,000 subscribers on his channel and he literally goes speechless.
Mm-hmm.
What a way to celebrate.
Yeah.
Oh man. Coach, embrace the snow. We had a lot this year. Shoveling is a blessed workout. That's right. It's a workout indeed. When I go to shovel snow, I like to put in my earbuds and listen to music so I can waste time, turn on the car, warm it up. When it's really cold outside, you know, so when we warm up the car from the inside, it kind of helps with clearing off the windows and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whew. So, how are you guys doing today?
Well, I'm doing pretty good, I think. I mean, like I said today, I'm not sure if you guys, if I said it here or if I said it there. Today is art day for me, so I'm pulling out the art supplies today. We're gonna do a little crafting. We're gonna make some things. I have some ideas for some drawings that I'm gonna do, and I have a friend of mine who's looking to become a VTuber, and is gonna start doing a show with me and Jesse possibly for a minute, and we've heard me talk about this in the past. I've been working on trying to put together a show for Red Flags, and so this person's going to join me on that. She wants to be a VTuber, and I'm going to work on, like I said, a little crafting, a little arting, and we're going to come up with a model concept for her VTuber.
Mhm.
It's going to be a pretty interesting day for me today.
It is gonna be interesting. Sounds interesting. Sounds like you're gonna have a blast. Have some
We're
fun.
gonna have. I'm gonna be sitting at home playing with my art supplies. That's all that matters for me today.
Whoop, whoop. Art supplies. That's right. And you got 2 cats to keep you company while you do it.
Indeed.
Like, maybe you get cute and you get him to dab his paw in some paint and dab it on the canvas. Do some cat watches.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just trying to figure out when you're gonna come over and clean the mess.
Gonna say cats and art supplies just sounds like a disaster and a mass cleaning up to happen.
Yeah,
Right.
well, Jesse doesn't support feline artists.
That's right.
Hey, I'm a feline artist, thank you.
I remember back in the day there was this commercial that just really made me laugh so hard one day. It was about a guy whose printer who broke, and the commercial was about getting a new printer and going through a certain company, and the quality of his printer was bad, and there was a video of this guy on the phone trying to get a new printer while his cat is dabbing its paw in paint and trying to print out a graph on a paper, and like it was so hilarious to me. This cat's just dabbing, and the quality of the picture was bad. And this is during the time I was in graphic design school, so it even hit harder for me because I understood the issues with a bad printer. Like the DPI of a cat pawing a picture together is just horrible. No, just me. Okay. DPI stands for dots per inch.
Well,
For
it definitely does not stand for dogs per inch. And when dealing with your cat,
So well, here's a quick thing. If you're trying to print, if you're trying to print a good quality picture, you want your DPI rate to be between 300 and 400, and for internet, you want 500 and higher. There you go. But that's all based on your printer settings. Know your printer settings before you do your DPI.
no. My DPI is not exactly the best. I still use dot matrix printer.
Dot matrix. You got the paper with the terrible sides that have like the little circles on them, or the little holes in the side, and then you peel off. And when you're bored, you just kind of fold them together, make little trinkets out of it.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that paper.
Me too.
I used to draw on paper. I used to draw a lot back in the day.
I never was. I changed drawing.
Oh, poor Billy Goat Gruff. I'm sorry. But we all have different hobbies for sure.
Yep.
But we all have a lot of things we do love. A lot of stuff we love to do. And TCG dude says 800 DPI is where I like to sit. DPI switcher is nice for FPS. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have my own personal FPS. It's called fiction per second. Every time you want to tell me something, I will give you my fan fiction about it.
Instead of frames
FPS.
per second, it's fiction per second. Okay.
Yes, I got you.
You're hilarious. You like making fiction all the time. You're a you're a person who loves storytelling. I know that for sure, KJ.
I am a story. I don't exist. I am an AI that is just happens to be living its own life with you guys.
Mhm. I thought you were ahead from the future to warn us about the future coming up.
Well, then the AI portion is what keeps me alive, and you know, I have to connect to the AI in order to broadcast to the past. It's all in the jar. It's all in the jar.
Teach you, dude. So last night's bracket salt is what the topic is today. I see. That's right. Oh yeah, we'll get to that too. But that reminds me, I need to do this. Boop boop. You go here. All right. Need to load up that picture for later's topic. But yeah. So as we're kind of brain dead in the morning, because it's really I don't understand. Like it can be bright outside and stuff, but there are times in the day where the inside of the house is darker than other days, and other days it's lighter than the other days. And like it could be in the middle of summer, be like that. Like today's a dark day, and I hate dark days. And like in our house, we have light blocking curtains so people can sleep in the house during the day because that's when they work during the night. But like there's an ambient light that fills the house during the day, and sometimes it's dimmer than others, and that really affects the mood. I'm a really light sensitive person. Mm-hmm.
I know exactly where you're coming from on that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so I feel you. I feel you there, because like attitude is 100% key to the day.
Yep.
Mm. Catitude is a different story. Like this cat just sleeps all day. Wakes up, eats, sleeps, and poops, and that's it. We at least have a couple cats that like to play around during the day to get some exercise. Whoop whoop. Huh? Yeah. Anyways, I digress. Oh man, I can tell we're a lively bunch of people today.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to get better.
Yeah, you need to get better for sure. With that, we're gonna hit the first bumper.
You are watching Super Fast Tortoise.
Put up a fight, gonna leave them all in fright. Playing Magic the Gathering on a Saturday night. So many creatures, casting spells with all his might. Sipping on more coffee to stay awake and bright.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Look at us. We're at the first bumper. We're at the sign of the road. We're at the time where KJ's looking at Hellwheeler, and Hellwheeler is like playing with cats or something. That's the time of day it is. Wow.
I'm always playing with cats.
Always playing with cats. But in that realm, in that instance, we need to get to the next segment of the day, and Hillbilly's voice is gruff. So we're just going to get straight to it. We're going to get to the card of the day.
Card of the day.
Out, KJ. What you doing?
I'm cleaning up after a cat.
Yeah, we all of a sudden after the video we hear poof poof poof. I'm like, what the? He's terrorizing a city.
Yeah, pretty much. Somebody decided to express their displeasure with my having missed out on a litter box cleaning this morning. So,
I get that.
and my princess, my queen, she needs her litter box cleaned every morning. It has to be fresh. Even if there's only one little tiny surprise.
What a little tiny surprise. That's a persnickety picky cat. All right. Well, I hope that goes well for you because, yeah, you got to keep up on that stuff because trust me, my cats do the same thing. Joda Archmage Eternal is the card of the day. Costs a generic of blue, white, red. Yeah, Jeskai. Legendary creature, human wizard. Flying, you may play Wooburg, white, blue, black, red, green, rather than pay the mana cost to dispose of cast. And I had fun with this deck last night. Mill deck in a reanimator style deck really pushed my bracket level way up, which we'll talk about. But I picked several cards of the day that do the same thing. Like Fist of Suns. It's an artifact that does the same thing as Joda. Yeah, we may play Uber rather than pay mana cost of spells you cast. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then to add more to it, because they're trying to add consistency to this deck, they got Leyline of Mutation, which costs 2 generic, 2 green. It's an enchantment. If it's opening hand, you can start with the game. And you play Uber rather than cast the spells of the same mana cost, which is pretty crazy. So, all these things to say. This is to show you that if you want to build a deck around cheating big old monstrous Eldrazi's, dinosaurs, or big creatures or powerful spells for cheap mana in decks with good mana fixing, Jetta might be the commander for you. Trust me, the mana base for this deck is not cheap. In fact, the mana base might be the most expensive. What's up?
Hate this commander.
You hate this commander. You hate any commander I win with.
This is the worst.
That's the worst. The deck's pretty solid.
Yeah,
That's right. I mean, Edgar Markov will be that annoying one day.
maybe.
Maybe. Hillbilly sounds like he's about to go eat some tough jerky. But all right, now we're going to get some pictures of the day. Today I struggle with pictures of the day, so excuse my intentions here. But like, boom. Hillbilly keeping a one-line hand in MTG like a precious jewel. This is definitely a poke at Hillbilly.
I've done it.
I know that's what makes it funny to the people who know the know.
Yep. DJ.
Hey, special like, hey DJ, what's up? And time capsule. Hey. But yeah, that's pretty funny. Like it took me a hard time to picture as right as I could. Like I tried so many ways, and every time for like 12 pictures, it kept giving me a jewel in the hand with 3 fingers. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Yeah. So I only kept this picture because it was the first one that came up where he had the most proportionate fingers on his hands. Yeah. But this is Hillbilly, all right. It's like, I got a one-line hand with good cards. I don't want to get rid of those good cards. I want to keep a one-line hand in the 3-color that doesn't mana fix. All right. Anyways, let's get to the next picture. Next picture is feeling like a mighty dragon in a game of Magic the Gathering. That's right. I was having fun with this. Little Godzilla scales on the back. Summoning lightning. Something weird. It's a cool image. Just have fun. You don't notice how he has like one wing, the other wing you can't see. All right. Pointing out AI issues. Then we got going all in on janky opening starting hand in MTG like a high roller. Now this is me. Like sometimes I'll get a janky hand with a few land, and I'm like, let's go. I'm gonna try to win this game with a janky hand.
Yep. That is you.
Yeah. Like I'm happy to keep any hand that has 3 lands of different colors in my hand.
Yep, and I'm beginning to play my Igor Markov like that. 3 lands, one of each color.
Right. That's how you try to do it for sure.
Yep.
All right. Then the next picture. How you feel when your opponent's interactions power up your game? This is how I felt last night.
I bet.
My game was high powered. That mill that Absolute Dog did, man, boosted up my game so much. Like if that milling didn't happen at the early game, I would not have had such an amazing interaction in that game. I wouldn't have such a powerhouse game last night. That milling just pushed things over the top, and the cards I milled pushed it over the top because it could have been crappy cards.
Yep.
You know, so it was very fortunate. Indubitably. Anyways, on the wound, I guess. I don't know. But here is my deck list summary. The deck I played with last night cost like $533.99, which I didn't spend that kind of money. That's just how much the deck cost.
Right.
Thanks to viewers who helped build the deck through sending me cards and value accruing over time. Boop, boop, that's it. Salt summary is 40%. That's what they said. That seems about legit. But it says estimated commander bracket core 2. Bracket 2. That's why I was like, it can't just be a bracket 2. So we're going to do 3. Yeah. So that's how well the bracket system works with deck building and synergies, which we'll cover.
It didn't look like no 2 last night.
No, it didn't. No, it overperformed last night.
Yep.
Yeah. DJ says congrats on your 1,000 subs.
Thank you.
Yeah. But anyways, I digress. I say that because we need to get to the next portion of the show, which is going to the question of the day. Now, if you have pictures of the day you want to share with us on Discord, you can share pictures with us. Be shown how amazing your fun is, and share a meme, share a picture, have fun with it. But the same with the question of the day. If you have a question of the day, you can share that on Discord, make a little short video form, and be part of the show. Well, let's get to it. Presented by Discord, we have the question of the day. The question of the day today was brought to us by Tibalt, Matt Saxon. All right.
Hello, fellow creeps. How's it going today? So for today's question, what plane would you like to live on in Magic and why? Assuming there is one. Anyhow, that's today's question. Hope you guys are all doing great.
Ooh.
I want to live on the plane that doesn't have all the snakes on this MRFing plane. Oh, sorry. Wrong kind of plane. Spelt differently.
That was good and quick.
That was a snappy response. Loved it. But like, yeah, so like you lived in a world like Tarkir, Innistrad, Kamigawa, Outlaws of Thunder Junction, or Ixalan. Yeah, where would you live? Ravnica? Man, you can live anywhere. I was thinking about this myself, and I was like struggling between living on Ravnica, where it's a big city world with lots of multicolored, diversity, where you have guilds like the Simic, you have the Warzov, you have Rakdos, you have Dimir, you have Gogori, you have Boros, all these different guilds. And I'm like, that's one of my favorite planes. Would I want to live there? And I wasn't sure. Then I thought, we have Ixalan with dinosaurs. I'm like, I'd love dinosaurs. Maybe I should live on Ixalan because dinosaurs are amazing. And, some people say you don't need to drink beer to want to ride a dinosaur. You just try to do it.
Kaladesh.
Kaladesh, your favorite set that you started with?
Yeah.
Yeah. Phyrexia and I am the leader. You all assimilate. That's right. Stolen art. What?
See? What's stolen art?
I'm stolen art.
I
My
missed,
ink will forever be mine.
I missed the part in chat. It says that TC dude, the stolen is altered and ready. Patreon got a track. Chocobo, jeez. That's right. So yeah, that was something between them. All right.
No.
All right. It's stolen art. But anyways, I digress. I think if Hellwheeler lived on a plane, she'd probably live in the weird plane of Almond Cat because they're cat people. Simple.
And with the Doctor Who cards as well.
Yeah, Doctor Who. Or you might live in I can't remember the set from Ice Age, but there's cat people on that plane too.
That sounds cold.
Well, the Ice Age was a set. There was a whole several blocks that dealt with the same plane. Dominaria. There's cat people. That's what it is. And they're like lions and tigers. And they're tribal typal.
Oh my!
That's right. Oh my! Yeah, I know he's making like a Wizard of Oz reference, but there's a lot of Takai in that voice. But yeah, and if KJ, ooh, I'd love to know. He'd probably be a Kaladesh person too, the way it being a jar, but he might be from Edge of Eternities, whatever open space plane that might be.
Any place that has maybe giant robots as well, because thanks to the Magic community, my lore now includes that when Becky's not around to help me out, I have to move about because of a robot that I sit in crane style. So thank you very much, you guys, for that. So it has to be like some sort of thing with robots as well.
Kaladesh, Dominaria have a lot of robots. Those two planes. Kaladesh is all about inventions. The set. They don't call it Kaladesh anymore. They call it something else.
Yep.
I can't remember what they call it now, but Kaladesh has the inventions, has robots, has giant robots, like mech-sized robots and small robots. AI-brained robots. It's pretty crazy.
You also like Innistrad.
Yep. Yeah, DJ Innistrad. Wouldn't want to live there. It's messed up every day. That's right. That's right. Innistrad. Woo. Yeah, but like Innistrad's a good plane. It's fun. It's fun. But yeah, I wouldn't want to have to turn and watch my back all the time because never know if a vampire, werewolf, a hunter, some monsters lurking behind you all the time. It's just crazy.
See, that's great for like lore purposes. I think like where I'd be lore purposes is great, but then I also think back Thunder Junction. I am a desert animal by actual human life. I prefer the heat and the warmth and a place where there are a lot of snakes on this MRF plane.
Right.
So I kind of am divided between my lore and what I actively want to be warm and in the desert and hot and basking in the sun.
Kaladesh became a Vishkar. There's warm temperatures in Kaladesh. It's a normal. I think it's a normal weather cycle there. Like summer, winter, fall, all that jazz. But yeah, I understand you like you like the desert kind of plains, the area where the winters are faster, and the more temperatures are warmer. Yeah. Thank you, Matthew, for that Avishkar comment. Yeah, people are just going to call it Kaladesh for all life, and the Avishkar is going to be, the set that's formerly Kaladesh. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. But anyways, and needing to press forward and pressing forward to this bumper.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe.
Moves, the strategies, and the flares. Super fast tortoise is running the show. The crowd goes wild wherever he goes.
All right, everybody. We're getting to the top of the day. Magic the Gathering Commander bracket system is not ready or perfect. Though the bracket system may be up to open up discussions with people about deck powers and whatnot, there needs to be a synergy level added to the bracket system and a deck consistency level added to the bracket, and more fine-tuned descriptors for each bracket. Because I played with a deck that says it was a core 2 bracket level, but because of the game interactions and push of power by another player, me deck played like a bracket 3 to 4 deck. It was nuts and insane. I think this is where we can open the discussion, improving the bracket system. Let's go. So first of all, I want to open up the question to everybody in chat. What do you think about the bracket system, people in chat? Like, you've been here, you've been checking it out, you've been playing Commander for a bit. Are you liking the bracket system? Do you have an opinions about the bracket system? And now that's there and asked, because I really want to know your answer. It'd be awesome to know. So with what's up? All right. With the bracket system the way it is right now, and mainly having cards on the list, like on a list saying this qualifies for bracket, not having mana denial, land denial here or there, and having so many tutors, that kind of helps with the idea of deck building process of what kind of bracket you're building into. But one thing the bracket system does not contend with is deck synergy and consistency, and doesn't put in the things in the set. It does not put the decks that are built well in the right bracket. So that's when you have to try to make your decision, try to figure out if it's a good bracket. Because like my 5 card deck's a bracket 2. Said
maybe have 2, but this bracket system don't work. It don't.
It doesn't work now, not yet.
Yep.
It's like it says Commander bracket core 2, but it got.
I mean, it don't take synergies in account, so it's kind of going to be hard to do that. And I can't say no more hardly because my throat.
Right. I
But
appreciate
it
your
don't.
input.
Yeah, it don't take. I mean, it don't take stuff in perspective.
Right. The perspective of the brackets is not perfect.
Right.
Like they need to add the better descriptor to the brackets. Kind of describe the type of deck, not the cards in the deck or what cards might be in the deck or shouldn't be in the deck to be that core bracket number. They need to describe the deck in general.
I mean, you could take 2 different decks and have the same tutors in it, and they be in the same bracket, but different synergies. One of the best synergy is going to be the winner, which should be in a higher bracket, just because of the synergy.
Oh yeah, the synergy makes it a lot different. Like I have the pre-con I had built, the pre-con style deck I had built for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Yes, there's a cool deck going to be given away at 1,000 subscribers. We are 80 subscribers closer to it, so why don't you hit that subscribe button and help us get there? But anyways, the deck's a core 2 deck. This is 1 or 2, but it still pushes for player removal by turn 4, turn 5 most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so how do you justify that as a core 2 deck?
Exactly.
You know, core 2 deck is pretty solid, pretty insane. Sorry, I was laughing at the picture that Jay shared in general. I want to check it out. Don't have permission to show it up.
I haven't really gotten into, because I don't have like an active amount of cards to be able to build a deck yet.
Right.
Expensive, unless I just get one of those already made commander decks and just go, hey, I built a deck, and I didn't. I don't have enough cards to build a deck, so I like learning to build a deck has been already an issue. When I came in, they were in the process of making a lot of changes to Magic, particularly with deck building, banning a lot of cards, changing rules, adding these bracket systems, which a lot, in my opinion, it's going to be flawed for a minute as they're adding these things. Based off of what I've seen with how people are building their decks, watching people's deck tech videos, hanging out with a few people in your circle that do deck tech videos, and I'm seeing like it's giving more options in a sense. These brackets are giving more options on how you can build your decks by limiting cards that are allowed to be in those particular decks. Maybe the synergy thing is to come soon, because you're dealing with a game that, as long as I've been paying attention for the last almost a year,
Right.
as long as I've been paying attention, this has been a game that has been fluid in its changes, especially regarding tournaments and sanctioned games, where you're getting like a lot of changes coming at you right now. And you know, so it's hard for me to be able to go, hey, you know, I understand what's going on, but I can see like definitely where you're pointing out the imperfect system that is going from one point of imperfect to another point of imperfect.
Yeah. And I think with the bracket system, because I don't think it's something that needs to go away, because I think the bracket system has potential, but in order to get it where we need to be, or where it should be closer to, they need to start implementing more deck detail in the bracket system, explain the type of deck, because like someone can make a very aggressive deck out of jank, and not just jank. Like, you know, I picked up whatever cards put in here, but like cheap 50-cent cards that have good synergy with other cards that probably someone didn't think about over the span of years. All these cards that are janky in general by themselves, but somehow work together, be jank deck and probably like listed as a core 1, core 2 bracket, and yet perform really ridiculous. Like my Rafika the mini deck, one deck I have is listed as a tier 3 deck or a bracket 3 deck. The precon one is listed as a 1 or 2. They both can pull off 18 damage by turn 5, right? The difference between the two decks and why the decks are different is the removal and board wipes in one deck to the other.
Necron, my Necron is a 4.
Right.
One day it'll be a 3, next day it'll be a 4.
It could be. It might change. It might change.
Yeah.
They need
You know,
they need to find out how to add that consistency and synergy into the bracket system, because it's not doing well right now.
right. My Necron deck only has one tutor in it. One tutor.
Yeah,
It's
that's
4.
which is funny because my dinosaur deck has 3 tutors in it. They're not like the best tutors, but they're fun tutors. Like I have one that searches for 3 creatures and puts them on top of your library. One of them lets you choose out of 3 creatures and randomly get rid of 2, and the other one is straight up the mock tutor, right? But those are good cards for the deck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's listed as a core 2. Something seems off with that. And I double checked last night after the game because I felt bad for how fast I won compared to everybody else's deck.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Never apologize for having a better deck than somebody else.
Well,
Right.
no, it's not. It's not about having the better deck. It's about feeling like I was played an overpowered game in an underpowered situation.
Right.
But
Hey, I don't mean to sound like the supervillain in this case scenario, but I'm willing to take the supervillain side. If you have the weapons,
Mm.
use
Right,
them.
right. Well, and I get what you're saying. It's just, yesterday, what really pushed my deck over the top was not my deck, but an opponent's deck, like beefed up my game plan. Right?
Well,
Like,
isn't that like ultimately ideal?
well, it's ideal in the situation, but his deck wasn't like his deck. If it was more bracket 3, kind of like where my deck should have been, they could have dealt with my stuff a lot more. I set a game between bracket 2 and bracket 3, and because my deck says a bracket 2, and like my deck works off reanimating stuff from the graveyard, and I had a spell that reanimated like everything from my graveyard in my hand. And I had like no graveyard full of stuff. Then he milled my deck like crazy and optimized my game. That's where the core 2 was pushed to like a core 4. I
Right.
keep 4, but so like I don't feel bad about the interactions that happened. I feel bad that like in that situation, everybody's deck can compete. Then I had a conversation with everybody after the game. And one guy's like, mine's a bracket. He's like, my deck's a bracket 3. I just saw none of my removal. So his hand state, like his draw was so bad for the game, like he couldn't keep up because his deck wasn't feeding him all the cards he should have had, And that's why I think synergy and consistency should be added to the bracket system. Because like a good consistency and synergizing deck would bring in those cards much faster, help you get to those cards a lot easier, or help your game state fast.
Right.
Well, I can see where you're getting at there. As a person who appreciates a good, healthy slaughter, I think to myself, well, it's a win, and it's a win on the current system. So, I mean, until you get the changes like synergy, certain cards that should be in certain brackets and whatnot, and like adjusting gameplay rules and also gameplay mechanics. I think that it's going to, with this new system, is probably going to take a little bit of tinkering, and you're probably going to see that coming about. Like, okay, new rule, new concept, new gameplay, new mechanics. You're going to see a lot of this until they tighten up the new system.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to probably, and the whole, if you're upset about it, then you're doing the right thing, because they're not going to know what needs to be changed until it goes wrong.
Right. And that's the thing. Like the bracket system just tells you the bracket system just tells you the kind of deck you're playing. Right. It's like you kind of playing this level. But like between bracket 1 and 2 and 3, there should be like how like you got like 30 to 50% synergy, or however you want to say market the synergy, and say the synergy level in a bracket 3 deck is like high, where in a bracket 2 deck the synergy should be low. So my deck should be a bracket 3 because the synergy is higher, and they should find a way to incorporate that, because the better deck builder knows the synergy, right? So they know how to more accurately describe the. Where a bad deck player is like, I'm just putting stuff together, trying to put the removal, the ramp and stuff, and trying to figure out what I'm doing, but I don't know the deck power level. And not everybody knows their power level more until the deck and seeing how consistent it is and how functional it is.
Right.
So that's part of the trip too. Like, Toast should almost almost build like a template for deck building to be like, this is kind of a bracket 2 deck, and then make a template for a bracket 3 deck, saying this is the kind of stuff you do, and like because like between bracket 2 and bracket 4, there should be a big difference in how the deck lists are formed.
Mhm.
You know, people will see that.
Yep.
And one of the things that makes my deck like more bracketed, like it should be higher, is the mana base. The mana base is almost perfect. By almost perfect, it's like I'm guaranteed to have all 5 colors out most of the time by turn 5, so I can play my big spells for 5 mana of any color.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know much about all of that, and I do know what I've been reading lately about why they've been adding the bracket system. And you know, with the bracket system being added, they want it, as what they said is they want to make it easier on the tournaments because you know, figuring out where your decks sit puts you at what tables you're going to be playing in what tournaments. You know,
Right. That's the point, is to functionalize, equalize the playing field.
right, and because like from what I've been told by people in the community is that Magic has had a problem with like people going into a tournament with what decks they have, and they're overpowered or underpowered. And it's like you go in with these things, and they're like, oh well, it should be on the player to know where their deck's at. But yeah, a lot of players, especially those people who either A, don't know how to build a deck appropriately, or B, are never done tournament play before.
Right.
You know, they wouldn't know where their deck sits on that level. And having these bracket systems make it easier for that. Also, with going, you're not going to have somebody with like a god tier deck playing against somebody with your store bought commander.
Right. Well, so the bracket system, in the vein of tournaments, is there for newer players to be able to gauge if their deck can compete in like a bracket 3, bracket 4 game or not. But in the rules of the tournament, you obviously want the best deck to win. You know what I'm saying? You know, the best deck to win, and at a bracket level, it just evens out the playing field to be like, out of this bracket level, this is what we want to see win, is something strong in this level of a bracket. You know, and that's where synergy and consistency comes in, and how well your deck is built, and gameplay and strategy. Because Hillbilly and I have played decks where the synergy is so intricate in a deck, like working with treasure tokens, sacrificing treasure tokens, all the triggers that you're trying to remember, that someone trying to remember when they're putting a game, and they have to walk through like 15 different steps for one single action. You know, it's crazy how complicated Magic can get, and the bracket system is trying to make that easier for you to kind of the deck you're in. You know?
Right. And it makes it easier on everybody, and not just you and the other players, but like I said, the bracket system in primary use, in its intended use, is for those tournaments though. And so like I find it interesting that like a lot of the your home based players are testing out the bracket system at home.
Oh yeah.
You know, that tells me that, you know what, no matter how much you don't agree with the bracket system, you're still going to implement it into your decks. And when you sit there and you're trying to play a game, and you're going to go, okay, well, if this is if I'm going to a tournament, that's how I'm going to play if I'm playing at home.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know,
and like the reason why I keep bringing up synergy is because synergy does something that just a basic card doesn't think about, right? Like, because on the bracket system, they have a list of cards that kind of define that these cards, like game changers, go in this bracket system, right? But like in real life, you can find a card that's like a card that says whenever a creature dies, draw a card. You can have that. That does exist. And that's like an okay card. But the fact that's built around that consistency, that synergy base, it's more powerful. So that's where synergy kind of changes the things up. Because if your deck's doing what it's supposed to do, and a card like that like pushes your power level up, that's something to consider and think about, like where the synergy is in your deck. So if you're like a core 2, but you have high synergy, you could be core 3, and that should be listed in the bracket system. Like synergy changes and pushes, consistency
No,
changes and pushes.
I get the point of that. I mean, I do play Yu-Gi-Oh, which relies heavily on the synergistic properties of the cards. My thought process though is really more of the because it's not part of it yet. Magic wants you to learn the new system this piece at a time as they add it. That's where I was getting at. I mean, yeah, the synergy is obviously important. I mean, like I said, I play Yu-Gi-Oh, which is very heavily reliant upon synergy.
Tibalt says the bracket system has just allowed him to play what he thinks is most powerful decks and weaker pods. That's because he's a very high synergy deck. Like he's powerful decks.
I'm sorry, but it also depends on drawing too.
Right.
Sometimes you're gonna have good draws to be in a higher bracket. Sometimes you have bad draws, it should be in a lower bracket. That's why I don't think the bracket system works.
Well, it doesn't work that way because, like what I kept saying about consistency builds tempo, and tempo builds that fix for good mana drops, good draws. Like there's a lot that goes into it that we discussed about deck building.
Mm-hmm.
Deck building is very important, right? That's why we made videos about it. There are videos about it and stuff like that. This is crazy.
Yep.
The Bolt's like, hey guys, good morning to Bolt.
I mean, I understand what you're saying and everything, but I just don't think the bracket system works. It needs a lot of work.
I'm saying it ain't working quite yet. I think the bracket system has merit. Like there'll be a time when the bracket system makes sense.
Yeah.
And then what I'm offering today is an ability to kind of tweak it in more of a tweak it in a way that we fix the system to make it more legible to the understanding of how bracket 2 and bracket 3 differ even more between like a low synergy level to a higher synergy level.
Well, what I think they need to do is they need to go and like that rate my commander.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you put your commander in, it gives you your power level.
Right.
I think they need to incorporate that into the bracket system also. Or just have two different things. And to find out your power level, what bracket your deck goes in, you have to run your decks through both of those.
Yeah, Commander Assault's another good place. Commander Assault really looks into the synergies of your deck, the consistency, the combos in your deck, that kind of thing.
Yep. Now,
the reason why I haven't brought up the combos before is because in the bracket system, it does talk about combos in certain brackets.
Yep.
But see, one thing that's tricky is knowing the difference between a combo and what a basic combo and a basic synergy is. Like a basic combo would be like Extinguishing Bond combo, where it combos off to infinitely win the game.
Yep.
To a synergy is like putting Sunbond on Bloodthirsty Conqueror, who says whenever you gain life, whenever he has lifelink, and whenever he deals damage, you gain life. And Sunbond puts a +1 counter on it for each life you gained.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever an opponent loses life off Bloodthirsty Conqueror, your creatures is inherently getting bigger.
Yep.
Do you think the bracket system has led to new templates for all commander decks? To tell you the truth, I think the bracket system has pushed people to understanding deck templating altogether because they're trying to fit their templates into the brackets. That's why I think they need to define the brackets more, because that's what needs is more definition to the brackets overall.
Yep.
Because right now it's just a pedestal, a footstep to discussion. It's there to discuss and kind of get an idea of power levels.
No, I like the bracket system, but I also hate it.
Coaches says, I don't think the bracket system is meant to be rules carved in stone. It's more of a guide for rule zero and less experienced players.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think it's there to kind of define the decks because they plan on using it. They plan on using the decks. I mean, the reason why I say that is because they're saying their basic commander deck, not like their special commander decks. Their basic commander deck is supposed to be a core 2 deck.
Right.
You know, so it needs work. Yeah, it sure needs work.
Yep.
Hans, he made it. Whoop. So I think, like, I don't know if you ever played the exit strategy games, but on the box of each exit strategy games, they got like 5 circles on the boxes, and in certain areas of the boxes that have like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 highlighted, and based on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are highlighted, that tells you how powerful how tough the game's going to be. Like a 1 circle game is going to be easy. A 2 circle game is going to be a little more difficult, but it's still easy. Level 3 game is going to be more difficult than level 2, so on and so forth. So I think the bracket system is supposed to work in that aspect of how difficult the game is supposed to be for your opponent. I think that's what it's going to be. But it's a tool that's helping people rethink their decks. Use it as a tool for your games rather than replacing Rule Zero. I might offer, unless you're doing something sanctioned, maybe, right? Well, that's the thing. They plan on using the bracket system for sanctioned events in the future, like for Commander sanctioned events. And Commander, it's about separating bracket 5 from bracket 3. You know.
Yep.
It's pouring rain, so I've been busy. Rain, go away. But yeah, it's been a clustered mess of thoughts and processes. But like it has, I think, mainstreamed the idea of deck building thinking. Like people are thinking about how they're building decks. It's kind of templating the idea of deck building decks. Like Hillbilly and I made a deck template video or live, which is funny because the Command Zone did a video talking about why deck templates are like bad or not as viable, whatever, because they're not perfect. And their excuse was deck templates are like the rule sets to building decks, and rules are meant to be broken, which is exactly what I've said multiple times in these videos, that you're never going to build a deck following the templates to a T, but you're going to build them to kind of give you a footnote on how to build a deck. I feel like I've been copied by a bigger channel. It's funny. But yeah. Because like templating is good. I think it's good to have a template in your brain when it comes to deck building, like what your basic thing is. Because if you want to do something and you want to do something different, you know what you're working with. Like when I built my Rafika the mini deck, I took my deck template and kind of reversed it. Like instead of having this amount of draw and this amount of removal and board wipes, I'm like, well, I didn't want to be aggressive by this turn. Let's lower the amount of removal and stuff so I can focus on the creatures coming out soon and the auras and equipment's coming out so I can hit hard really quick. And that's what I did. Rain in the desert. Rain in the desert. Whoop, whoop. But yeah, I think deck templating is very important for the understanding. I think the good thing the brackets are doing is getting people thinking about deck templating even more.
Yep.
There's a mindset of deck building I haven't reached yet, and that's like CEDH deck building. It's been a long time since I thought that competitively.
I've never thought of that competitive.
Han says my templates are good, then I usually end up on on a tangent making some mechanic work. That's right. That's how it goes.
Yep.
The reason why deck templates are good to start with, right, is because they kind of force you to think of what interactions are going to deal with anyways, like your removal. You know, you're not just running creature removal, you're running creature removal, artifact removal, enchantment removal, planeswalker removal, all that kind of stuff. You're trying to figure that out in templates. So how many card removal spells should you run? Probably about 7 to 9 on a high-end control deck. You know, probably about 6 on a regular deck. You know, and what kind of removal are you running? Are you running modal removal? This is destroy target creature or enchantment. Or are you running one that says destroy target enchantment or exile target enchantment or exile target creature? Who knows? Templating is there to kind of give you a basis idea. Your thought process should be, what are the things I'm going to run into with a deck like this? If nothing else, people are talking about the deck a little before the game starts. That's right. And I've been pushing for that too. Like last night before I started the game, says I said the architect says my deck's a core 2 deck or a level 2 deck, but I think it's more of a level 3, you know, because that doesn't count for the synergies in it, especially with the synergies from my opponent last night. Holy cow.
Right.
Yep. It's insanity.
Yeah.
And,
it ain't gonna be 100%. Never.
right, but as like KJ mentioned earlier, KJ was talking about it. It says it's there to kind of spring up conversation, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's what people need, is to be open about the deck. You know, without giving any spoilers, you can be like, "There's some tutors in here." You don't have to tell them what tutors. You can be janky tutors. You can be powerful tutors. He says this deck runs about here, runs about there. Game changers. Woo woo.
Yep.
Look out, a board wipe's coming.
That's right. Board wipes are coming. Point at me because I love board wipes. Board wipe.
Yeah. So Tortoise told me the name of his next deck. I don't know if he shared it with you guys, but he's calling it the Nose because he's going to wipe it.
You know, I have a commander for board wipes, right? Like, I don't have a deck, but I have a commander that's literally a board wipe on a stick.
On a stick.
On a stick. You should tutors for more tutors. That's right. That's right. But with that, my friends, with that, we need to get
Hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take, so it's lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
Yep. Look.
That's right.
Sorry about that.
You're good. You're good.
Trying to clear my throat a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Need to. Hellwheeler,
Yo.
you've been so quiet. You could ask questions. You could have done so many things in the show, but you've been so quiet. Now we need to get you to talk a little, so at least you feel like you participated so much.
It's Friday. Work that out at the beginning. Tonight is Question Chaos. We're looking at the chibi set. It's the Valentine's Day set that got or is being shipped. So if you're interested, you can come along at 6 and check it out.
Check it out. Check Hellwheeler out. Yeah. You sounded like all disgruntled, like you didn't know what to say. That was funny. It's like, check out my channel. We're doing some stuff. Question Chaos. Going to play my favorite locale game. Yeah. Check it out. That's right. How about KJ? KJ, you want to chill?
Hey, boys and girls. Having a great day, having a great time lately. I do have a few things I got to chill out. Wednesday nights, Jesse Hellwheeler and myself with a little procrastinating across the oceans. Make sure you check us out on Twitch and YouTube. Also, Monday, we're going to be playing another game of Procrasticraft. And I have to make an announcement. This will be my last Friday. As I have something going on that's going to be dividing my Fridays. So I hope that you guys get a chance to check it out when you get a chance. I will still be here 4 days a week. I just not going to be here Fridays because, like I said, big plans. And we'll let you know about those as they come along.
Ooh, sounds awesome. All right. Something happened. All right, I have to figure that out. Nabot's not putting in my commands. No. Say something really quick.
Something really quick.
Hey, everybody. I'm not going to be able to stream for till I get better. Got a sore throat. Been having it for the last couple of days and ain't been able to talk. This is most of I've been able to talk in the last 2 or 3 days. And I'm getting better, but I ain't 100% yet. So, we did get to 1,000 subs. Awesome. Now, I do want to thank each and everybody that has subscribed to my channel. But I'll be back streaming pretty soon once my throat gets better where I can actually talk in my normal voice.
Right.
And that's all I got to shill.
All right. Let's get down to it.
Yes, we'll stream today.
No stream today. All right. I want to thank you for being awesome tonight. We're going to play another Commander game. I'm going to play another dinosaur deck tonight, I think. I'm going to play, it's probably actually listed as bracket 3 instead of bracket 2, but it's my Naya Commander deck, which I'm going to play of dinosaur deck because I want dinosaurs some more. But anyways, let's see if we get any good players tonight. Anybody interested? Yeah, let's go.
I'm interested, but I can't hardly talk.
Right. Well, maybe you'll feel better by the time I list up the. Who knows? We'll figure it out. If that's
we'll try.
the case. But anyways, I want to thank you all for being here, everybody here. Thank you, KJ Hellwheeler, for being here. Last Friday for KJ, remember that? He's going to use the neuralizer on you guys. Forget you was even here on Friday. No, but anyways.
Just Fridays. Just Fridays for the time being.
It's Fridays for the time being. Anyways, I want to thank everybody in chat for being awesome, participating like crazy, being awesome, being cool. Thank you guys for being awesome. And remind you that you're awesome and you're cool. And I'll remind you that you're loved, that someone's thinking about you. And if you can, brighten someone's day, make them feel a little bit better because, you might be the reason why someone has a good day. So with that, my friends, peace out. Rock on. And I totally want to thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. 100%. Like this video as if it's your favorite kind of pizza, dude. And if you wouldn't mind, consider smashing that subscribe button and hit that bell for notifications. Every one of these things you do helps the channel out a lot.
The moves, the strategies, and the flair.